And on today's episode of what we're doing at the shop is the rear exhaust system. Now in the previous video, you saw how we did all the long tube exhaust on this car and the X-pipe with high flow cats and the resonators. Well, today's video, this is what we're doing. We're getting the tips put on and we're getting it all ran all the way out the side, and we're going to take it down the road and see how it sounds. But follow along step by step. We're going to get it done. Okay, now that we've got all this right here installed, I've got my resonators up here / mufflers. They're pretty much straight through just with the resonator sidewalls. Those are where they're going to stay. So now I've got to go from here, I got to go back, and then I got to go right there through that hole right there. Okay, now that we got the exhaust ran back here to these resonators / mufflers, now these right here have got to come out and then go out to that side. So I'm going to have to make this bend right here come out, come over, and once we get to this part right here, that's when there's going to be a lot of cuts made to get that to go up to where it needs to be. I put that piece of straight angle right there, square tubing, to make sure that the plumbing on my pipes is exactly perfect. I've got the ratchet strap because I wanted to make sure everything was centered exactly where it needed to be. So now I can make sure that right there is exactly perfect, and I can put tacks all the way around that, and I know that's exactly where it's going to be, and I can go ahead and finish welding those. And then I'm going to make some brackets running over from here to some isolators. So here's the two little pieces I made. So that right there will go on top of the muffler, and this right here will weld to the bottom of the body, and it'll basically sit about like that right there. These here are the pieces that I got to make out of steel now, so let's go ahead and make these out of steel. And there they are. So these right here are the pieces that I've got. So I'm going to go ahead and bend this one on my brake so that it'll angle with the floor pan, and we'll get these welded into place. Okay, so here's what I've come up with. I've just put a carriage bolt in the backside and welded it all the way around. So now I can take this piece right here, put my washer over it, and torque it down with my nut. And there we have it. Nice little isolators. They look really nice. So once they're painted, they'll look real pretty too on the exhaust system. So now let's go ahead and see what these look like hanging into place. I'll go ahead and drill my hose here so I can plug weld it to the floor pan, and then I'll weld this to the exhaust pipe. So here they are. You can see them going into place just like that, and up against the floor pan. I can make my plug welds, weld right here, and that right there will be ready to go. Okay, here they are with weld through primer on there. So now I'm going to go ahead and get them right there put in place. And then I'm going to mark exactly where those plug welds have got to go. And then I'll clean out a little spot right there. And then that right there will be where I'm going to make my welds. Here we can see it from behind. I went ahead and made another couple welds right there on the side along with the plug welds. So there's the plug welds there. I've got a weld along the top on each side. So now those right there are secure. I can go ahead and take this piece right here off. This long piece was to help secure these right here to make sure they were straight this way. I also put one on the back side to make sure they were angled straight. And then I measured from there to the top of the pipe and to the end to make sure the pipe was exactly perfect with the car. So now those right there, them little isolators, those will do the trick. I made me a new tip for this side right here. So what I did was take a piece of pipe, cut it at an angle, and I've got those little quarter rod just sitting up there and tacked into place. That's just to hold the tip exactly where I want the tip to stay so that I can run my exhaust the way I want it right there through that side. So that I can make sure this tip right here stays exactly where I want it to be. Now I took a piece of this right here and I cut a bunch of different little angles out of it. And what I've been doing now is running off of that. I can make my angles to clear, and I can slowly start to curve these right here any way I want it to curve. Just like so. So that I can route it up and down and into this pipe here. Okay, now I've got it coming back. You can see the cuts that I made to go up into the tip there. So going back here, it goes straight out, and then it starts to curve up and out to that tip. And it clears everything. Now for the tips, I made more of these little isolators right here. And this one right here will go up here at the top. I have to spin around that way. And it'll weld to the top of my inner rocker and the top of the tip. Okay, there we have that side. I still got to take it off. I wetted it down there to keep the rubber from melting out. But I've tacked it in good enough that I can take it loose and then finish welding it. I put that right there in there just to hold it, but it still vibrates up and down. It'll isolate just a little bit, but not enough to rub anything on my side skirt. It doesn't hit anything. It's good all the way around. Which that right there's gotta be ground off, so don't pay attention to that. But all the way up and all the way out. So now I can take this side right here loose, and this will pull that way, and that will pull that way, and this whole assembly on this one side will come off. And then I'm gonna take it off and finish cleaning all these right here up, grinding them down, smoothing all of them out, and go ahead and paint this whole side right here with some high heat aluminum. And then that side right there is done. Then this side. Okay, we got a lot of squeaking and wind noise, but hey, don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and please share it out with your friends. It's free to do so, and it helps us on getting some of this great content out to everyone, and helps us with the YouTube algorithm. So please hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it here at 1194 Video.